Coming up on Channel 8 News, we'll talk to some community members and get their thoughts on the possible overturning of Roe versus Wade. Plus, how the newest phase of construction in Manhattan is slowing down drivers. And later, we'll show you how some community members went to Tuttle Creek to walk for a cause. But first, let's take a look at our forecast for today.
Good morning. We're going to have high of 59 today, but expect nothing but thunderstorms. Winds out of the north-northeast at 9 miles per hour, but expect nothing but rain. We'll get more weather later on in the show. Back to Kate at the desk.
This is KKSU-LD, covering Manhattan, Riley County, and the Flint Hills, broadcasting in high definition from Kansas State University. You're watching Channel 8 News.
Welcome to our final Channel 8 News broadcast for the semester. I'm Kate Kennedy. Coming up, we'll give you an update on the $650 million biodefense facility that will be constructed on Highway 24. Plus, how live musical theater is back at the Manhattan Arts Center for the first time since the pandemic. But first, a Supreme Court decision was leaked this week by Politico, which indicates striking down the Roe versus Wade decision from 50 years ago and has caused a lot of discussion in Manhattan. The United States Supreme Court Chief Justice indicated that the leaked document about Roe versus Wade being overturned is legitimate. A few residents in Aggieville gave us our opinion and had lots to say about this landmark decision.
I think there's going to be a lot of really negative things that come from it. Like there's going to be a lot of fear for a lot of women.
It's a lot like abolition of alcohol. When they banned alcohol throughout the country, it didn't get rid of alcohol.
I don't think abortions are going to stop by any means. I think they're just going to get super unsafe.
There's always an issue of the snowball effect with any sort of ruling from the Supreme Court.
So then it will turn to a lot of decisions that are made by the state only, which then would create a bigger divide amongst our country.
Following the confirmation of this document's content, many residents gathered around the Riley County Courthouse to protest and also bring awareness to an upcoming August election in Kansas.
And there is a constitutional amendment on the ballot that will change the Kansas state constitution if it's passed. And what this is going to do is take away a woman's legal right and legal access to abortion.
Zito also feels that Americans should not only view this decision as a threat to abortion access, but as something that could snowball into even more changes.
When Mike Braun and Marsha Blackburn and John Cornyn tell us that they oppose interracial marriage, birth control, and gay marriage, we ought to start believing them. Because if they can overturn Roe v. Wade, then that means nothing is sacred.
As of now, the future of abortion regulation seems unclear. All that Americans can do is wait and see what happens next. Once the decision is officially instated, all legislation on abortion will return to the states. For more information about Roe versus Wade and the August election, check out the links below. Aggieville has just entered its newest phase of construction. Channel 8 reporter Claiborne Schmidt went to City Hall and Aggieville to see how the community is being affected.
Aggieville's newest phase of construction has recently closed North Manhattan Ave from Fremont to Morrow. The city of Manhattan hopes that these closures won't disturb the community too much while visiting Aggieville.
Hopefully this phase won't affect local businesses that much. There will be some alternate routes, especially for pedestrians to get into Aggieville from especially the park. So hopefully this isn't too much of an inconvenience.
Today, I'm out here in Aggieville learning how the newest phase of construction is affecting the community.
And I usually just walk everywhere from campus to the Aggieville, and since this construction here, it's a lot more like cars coming in through this area, so it takes a lot longer for me to actually get from point A to point B.
This construction is part of the Aggieville Beautification Project, including infrastructural improvements to water lines and stormwater sewers.
The idea of kind of turning Aggieville more and making it more urban is really exciting, as long as it as long as they kind of keep the vibe.
It'll be nice to not have the construction. I feel like just that in general and like having a parking garage and everything will be super helpful.
While this phase is expected to last through October of this year, much of the community is excited to see the project complete, as Aggieville has not been updated since the 1980s. From Aggieville, this is Claiborne Schmidt, Channel 8 News.
This map provided by the City of Manhattan shows the current road closures and detours in and around the Aggieville area. While the current phase is expected to last through October, the entire project is set to last through next summer. To learn more about the project, check out the site below. A new $650 million biodefense plant is coming just outside of Manhattan in the Green Valley Industrial Park on Highway 24. Scorpion Biological Services will be building the new 500,000 square foot facility to produce vaccines, antibodies, and therapeutics. CEO Jeff Wolf says the focus of the facility will be to make efficient, high-volume products while keeping everything United States sourced.
The facility in Kansas is really going to focus on larger scale, so producing drugs, biologics, large molecule drugs commercially. So we're really eager to break ground and get this up and running as soon as possible and hire KSU and Fort Riley folks.
Time for our first break. But when we come back, we'll talk to a local theater director with the live musical performances back at the Manhattan Arts Center. Plus, we'll see how an act of heroism by a K-State student has resulted in a major award. That's next.
It's like a purple front has kind of moved into the stadium. Beautiful day and music's loud. The fans are on their feet.
Wilnet crushes it to left. And K-State leads 8-1. The 1-2, a swing and a miss. Reams it to center. Long run for Mertz. He can't get there. K-State has added 5 here this 6th inning. K-State will run the option. Here's Skylar Thompson. He walks it in. Walks it in for Antonio Gordon. Here's the shot and it's done. And it is Kansas State, courtesy of Brent Carlson. Side of the box, crossing, wide open, the shot. Thompson right away. That ball is gone. She gets the ball back, goes up strong, scores, and one. Taken down on Jacobson. Off to McGurl. Layup. Yes. Fielded at the 48. Here's Brooks to the 25-20. He's going to score. Wildcat touchdown. He crushes it.
Kansas State's athletic program does not like to postpone until tomorrow what can be accomplished today.
It's going to be tied into Bramlage with some upgrades to Bramlage in terms of the Legends Room. Is now going to be 7 times bigger than it currently is, with new entrances on the east and west side. So that facility, the South End Zone project, is going to touch both Bramlage in a very positive way, and obviously finish off the stadium look and feel.
One K-State student was enjoying his time at the gym when he noticed someone nearby was in need of medical attention. Someone around him began to have a seizure, and he ran to get him off the workout machine and call for help. Cameron Rockers, a K-State junior in ROTC, was recently awarded the Silver Medal of Valor. This award is given to an ROTC student that helped in a time of need and saved someone's life. This award has to be requested from a general of ROTC in the Pentagon, and Rockers was blown away to receive this honor.
It was breathtaking. I really didn't expect an award from it or anything. It was just kind of something that I did and was able to act on. It was into the award ceremony. We just had a 2-star general give a speech, and our Lieutenant Colonel Hogan, the det commander, ended up calling me up on stage, and I didn't know whether it was good or bad. And then he ended up reading out the award, and it was kind of a moment that not a lot of people get to experience, and it was a real honor.
Live musical theater is back in Manhattan. Channel 8 reporter Lena Saterin sat down with a local fine arts director as live musical performances are back at the Manhattan Arts Center, with the musical Oliver being performed Thursday through Sunday this weekend at MAC. Lena?
Thanks, Kate. I'm here today with Manhattan Arts Center Artistic Director Penny Cullers. Hi, Penny. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Hello.
Can you first tell me a little bit about the process of bringing Oliver to life?
Oliver is a show that really speaks to a lot of people in terms of the way the human soul is, that in spite of any circumstance in someone's life, the best part of being alive is, just the love and joy that we can bring each other, which essentially in Oliver's life, he finds love and joy. And so when I first heard that the art center was interested in maybe doing it, for me, it was like going back to my childhood, remembering how beautiful the story is, remembering how it touches people. And then, it was easy to make a decision about doing it.
Have you gone through any hardships as a casting crew? Can you talk to me a little bit about those?
It just takes one person when we're all unmasked on stage. It's like one after another. There were about 15 of us that got COVID, including myself. So, in spite of all of our masking and trying to stay safe, trying to keep people apart, COVID just seems to find a way into people's lives. And so we had to cancel this past weekend and then move all of the shows, add extra shows for this coming weekend so we could keep not only our actors safe, but the public safe as well.
Sounds like there's a lot of love and dedication for theater within the casting crew. How impressed are you by the dedication of the actors to keep pushing through despite all of that, to add an extra weekend of shows?
I am just floored by them. They are beautiful people. A lot of those people who did not get COVID stood up and said, I will take this other person's part, even though I've already got a part in the show. So they were willing to do that at short notice. It just makes me sort of warm and fuzzy and really happy. I am impressed by their love and their dedication.
That's all the time we have today, so thank you so much for this, and we'll go back to you, Kate.
Time for another break, but when we come back, we will see how long this rain will last. Plus, the music scene in Manhattan has been making a slow comeback. We'll check in with local musicians next.
Kansas State's athletic program does not like to postpone until tomorrow what can be accomplished today.
It's going to be tied into Bramlage with some upgrades to Bramlage in terms of the Legends Room. Is now going to be 7 times bigger than it currently is, with new entrances on the east and west side. So that facility, the South End Zone project, is going to touch both Bramlage in a very positive way, and obviously finish off the stadium look and feel.
So within industrial engineering, you can actually start your master's degree a year early and start taking those classes your senior year. And then after you go through those upper level courses, you only really have a year left and you would come out with your bachelor's and master's degree, which is something I have been considering just because, it's one extra year and I do love K-State. So it's like, a win-win. But that's a perk with being an industrial engineer. You're able to get your master's degree in just one extra year.
Dribble, and it is showtime! He'll take it down on Jacobson. Off to McGurl, layup, yes! Fielded at the 48. Here's Brooks to the 25-20. He's going to score! Wildcat touchdown! He crushes it!
As warm weather comes and COVID numbers decrease, many have started to see an increase in the live music scene in Manhattan. From bars to concerts, professionals to newcomers, live music is being heard once again throughout Manhattan.
The music scene's definitely picked up a lot since, honestly, just since like the beginning of this fall. The music scene like in Manhattan itself, like along with student bands and just more established like townie bands, has made a lot more of an effort to organize itself. Essentially like making sure like setting up shows together, like promoting each other, like it's not just these little pockets.
The rainy weather has been hanging around our area. Weather reporter Landon Reinhardt joins us with more about when the rain will stop. Landon?
Thank you, Kate. Rain, not just in Manhattan. We have rain all across the country today, starting in the eastern part of the country, up in the northeast, lower 60s, and rain. Head down south in the Florida area, mid to high 70s for their high for today. Swooping around to the west coast, up in the northwest side, it's rainy as well. It's always rainy in Seattle. 50 is their high. Heading down into California in the San Fran area, 55 as well. Phoenix warming up, starting to see those warmer temperatures, mid to low 80s. And then heading down south into Texas, high 80s. It's rainy, but they're high 80s really kicking into that summer weather. Kicking up top up north and the northern part of the country, low 50s. And then right here in Kansas, 55 for our high in thunderstorms. In Kansas, on the eastern part of the state, 55 in Kansas City, head down south, 50. We're seeing temperatures pretty similar all across the state, but in the western part, it's a little cooler. Scattered showers across the state, 46 in my hometown, Ness City, mid to low 40s in the northern part, and mid to high 40s in the southern part. Looking at today's forecast, low of 52, high of 58 at 3 p.m. Not a whole lot of change going on, but expect thunderstorms, scattered showers throughout the day. Thunderstorms, thunderstorms, thunderstorms. Winds coming from the north-northeast at 8 miles per hour, and looking at our sunset at 8:23. Looking at our 5-day forecast, showers today, 59 for our high, but things are going to get better throughout the weekend. 69 tomorrow, 77 on Saturday. The sun's going to start opening up at the start of the week. 86 on Sunday, and then 92 degrees on Monday. That's all the time we have for weather today. Back at the desk with Kate.
Sports is coming up after the break, and we will show you how the men's golf team learned its postseason fate, and how a walk at Tuttle Creek State Park benefited those in the community with epilepsy. We'll be right back.
So within industrial engineering, you can actually start your master's degree a year early and start taking those classes your senior year. And then after you go through those upper level courses, you only really have a year left and you would come out with your bachelor's and master's degree, which is something I have been considering just because, it's one extra year and I do love K-State. So it's like, win-win. But that's a perk with being an industrial engineer. You're able to get your master's degree in just one extra year.
State will run the option. Here's Skylar Thompson. He walks it in. Walks it in for Antonio Gordon. Here's the shot and it's good. And it is Kansas State, courtesy of Brent Carlson. Side of the box, crossing, wide open, the shot.
Thompson right away. That ball is gone.
She gets the ball back, goes up strong, scores, and one.
K-State, I think, has made me comfortable taking a leadership position. As a computer scientist, the leadership experience and how well you communicate with others is often overlooked by most people. I'm a section leader in the K-State marching band, so it definitely made pursuing, those leadership opportunities more easily. If you demonstrate proficiency in those skills, then that really sets you apart, and I think that really has to go into why I ultimately got the internship.
Taken down on Jacobson. Off to McGurl. Layup. Yes! Fielded at the 48. Here's Brooks to the 25-20. He's going to score! Wildcat touchdown! He crunches it!
We'll now go to sports anchor Eden Brockman to learn about local walks and 5Ks going on in the community. Eden?
Thanks, Kate. JW's Hope held its 10th annual epilepsy walk last Saturday at Tuttle Creek State Park. JW Lister is 13 years old and began having his seizures at 23 months old. His family created this walk in JW's Hope to help raise epilepsy awareness.
All these supporters on epilepsy, it's a dream come true.
Michael Pastores, whose son Ethan has epilepsy, along with many others from Manhattan and the surrounding area, came to JW's Walk to support those with epilepsy.
We have a young child who has epilepsy, and we've been supported by Chelsea Hutchinson and JW's Walk. So we've been coming for about 5 years now.
The proceeds from JW's Walk goes to the Chelsea Hutchinson Foundation, which provides support and resources for those with epilepsy.
This is a very worthy cause because there's more people that have epilepsy that you don't know of, and it's something you never get over.
Cadence Barnes said it took her a long time to tell people that she has epilepsy, but she is happy that she opened up.
It made me feel like there's nothing to be ashamed of. There's nothing to be worried of. People, including me, going through epilepsy and seizures and some type of disorder, it means that we're all a team. We're all a team that have epilepsy.
JW's Hope will have their 11th annual walk next April. In the meantime, community members at JW's Hope encourage others to reach out and ask questions to get involved.
To learn more about epilepsy and JW's Hope, visit jwshope.com. This past Saturday, many Manhattan residents decided to take part in other events to support the local community.
We're here today at Paramore. Next week we're going to Flight Crew, and then the week after that we're going to Arrow. So we're just trying to get some local businesses involved, but then also kind of expose our runner friends to new coffee shops as well.
Many that ran today ran for coffee, but others ran for many different reasons.
This is our spring 2022 5K, so this is the big culminating event for the season. And so this is what the girls have worked hard for all season long and what they've set their goal for, and so they have built up to running this distance.
Chloe Thompson, a member of Girls on the Run, says that the program has helped her make friends and encourage them to do their best.
I tell them to hurt, like, you could do this, and you're capable to do it.
The K-State Gardens hosted their first annual Run for the Roses with over 200 participants. The run will help fund maintenance, student opportunities, and initiatives to expand the gardens.
Move forward, we're looking at developing out our conservatory garden and reflecting pool.
Dale Larson ran in this year's 5K and said he had a nice time running through K-State's campus.
There's lots of things in history here to run around, and the running group here in Manhattan is pretty close and tight, and you get to see a lot of friends and you get to meet new people. It's just a good race.
If you missed the 5Ks this weekend, there are more races coming up in Manhattan as we head into the warmer months.
To find out about upcoming runs in Manhattan, visit manhattanrunningco.com/races. On Wednesday, the K-State men's golf team waited patiently for their names to be called to participate in the 2022 NCAA tournament. Having one of the best seasons in recent years, the team had high hopes in making the NCAA tournament for the first time since 2009. The Wildcats were selected as the 11th seed and will compete starting on May 16th in Norman, Oklahoma.
Excited to get going, and it's been a long time coming for this program, and this is where we expect to be, and we're glad to be there. And like I said, our job's not done yet. We're ready to go to Norman and play well and advance and get ready for competing for a national championship. That's what we're here for.
K-State baseball players Cole Johnson and Dylan Phillips are looking to take down KU in the Sunflower Showdown this weekend here in Manhattan. With their season slowly coming to an end, the team is focusing on their strengths and working to maintain them. The team's work ethic has proved successful, winning their last 2 games here at Toynton Family Stadium, and the players are getting in the winning mindset to finish off the season strong.
Pretty good team this whole year, and past couple games we've had some good pitching performances, and those guys are going to be key for us down this little stretch we got.
To finish strong, you know, just keep doing what I need to do to help the team win every day. That would be my biggest goal.
That's all we have for sports this week. Back to you at the desk, Kate.
Thanks, Eden. We're going to take another quick break, but when we come back, we'll take a final look at our forecast. Plus, we'll introduce you to a world-famous air guitarist prior to the U.S. regional competition tomorrow night in Manhattan.
I always knew I enjoyed working with kids, and that was something I was passionate about, and I originally planned to become a teacher. I realized I was more passionate about the kids and their upbringing and their development, and I found that K-State actually offered a program that worked perfectly with my interests, and so I decided that school counseling was kind of the right path for me, just so that I could focus more on that psychology aspect and work with the kids on a more intimate level.
So within industrial engineering, you can actually start your master's degree a year early and start taking those classes your senior year. And then after you go through those upper level courses, you only really have a year left, and you would come out with your bachelor's and master's degree, which is something I have been considering just because, you know, it's one extra year, and I do love K-State, so it's like, you know, win-win. But that's a perk with being an industrial engineer. You're able to get your master's degree in just one extra year.
I went on my campus tour. They had like the Baja racing teams, all the carts and everything on display, and I was like, that's super cool. My first year, we made robots, made a line following robot, assembled it and coded it. My current major is biomedical engineering. It's like a jack of all trades, since you take coding from computer science and then some stuff from electrical. It's kind of just like a mix of all the main departments of college engineering, and this is the spot for me.
Kansas State's athletic program does not like to postpone until tomorrow what can be accomplished today.
It's going to be tied into Bramlage with some upgrades to Bramlage in terms of the Legends Room. Is now going to be 7 times bigger than it currently is, with new entrances on the east and west side. So that facility, the South End Zone project, is going to touch both Bramlage in a very positive way, and obviously finish off the stadium look and feel.
An air guitar competition is returning to Manhattan tomorrow. Last year, Justin Nordic Thunder Howard hosted the event on downtown Points Avenue, but this year is the real deal. The winner of tomorrow's U.S. Air Guitar Sanctioned competition will go on to represent Manhattan at Nationals.
I thought it was the stupidest, most absurd thing that there was, and I was very much drawn to that, and I wanted to be the best at being a complete idiot. I wanted to make my friends laugh, wanted to get on stage and have fun, and it is all of those things.
All right, how's the weather looking for those air guitarists, Landon?
Rain should clear up by tomorrow. We have cloudy skies, but no rain, so perfect for air guitar competition.
Awesome. And that's all the time we have for the final show for the semester, but you can join us right back here in the fall for MHK all day.
This is Channel 8 News.